Geek Cross.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with another kind of late comeback reaction, and we will be doing our very first reaction to Brave Girls on this channel.
Yes, so Brave Girls is back with a new summer song release after their, how do I say 역주행?
Resurgence?
Revival? Yeah. The craziness that was Rollin' coming back up in the charts. And this new song is called 치맛바람. The English title is just the romanization English spelling of that. Obviously, we have watched the teasers leading up to this, and also, sorry we're a few days late. Like we've said in our past few videos, I was on vacation last week. But we're here now, so let's go! Lifeguard. Beach bar? Office.
And then like someone's stuck in an office, like ready to escape.
Oh, and she was working at a mechanic? Car wash?
Oh, that was such a pretty line. Oh, I like that, because like the pilot, the plane. So it is what we thought with their skirts and the dance. Yeah.
Swishing back and forth.
Yeah.
Of course. Perfect. Oh? And then 바람, the wind blowing. 살랑.
There's so much choreography, and it like matches the skirts like flowing so well.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Volleyball. I have a feeling you like their yellow outfits.
Just a little.
Oh, I like the sort of interlude. Yeah, like that.
Did you see the rolling in the back on the windows?
Oh no, I didn't. I missed that.
No.
Flying donuts.
Heaven.
I think this scene is the most interesting because I'm like, why are they at a car wash?
The vibes, man.
I guess that's fair. And the fireworks in the back. That like line down where they're leaning on each other just makes me think like, oh, girl squad.
Yeah. There, the rolling. Okay. You missed it again.
Yeah, sorry. Oh. Nighttime beach.
Oh, that's very like flirty.
Oh, the slight skirt thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's so Marilyn Monroe at the end. I love that. I want to start by talking about like the title and the meaning of the title, if you actually translate it. And we're a couple of days late, so I'm sure other people have already talked about this in other videos somewhere. So sorry if you're hearing this again, but it's kind of integral to my comments. But the name of the song is 치맛바람, which is like the swishing of the skirt or like the flowing of the skirt and like that feeling, that like sound, like that whole thing. Chima is skirt and param is wind. And so then you make it the compound word. And fun Korean grammar fact of the day, the reason that mat instead of ma, or like chimat param instead of chima param, is because when you make a compound word and the character ends in a vowel, you add the last character. Anyways, but obviously that's the name of the song, so it drives the dance and it drives the production. And like this will always be performed in skirts because the choreography is based around skirts. Like you can't really perform anything else, it wouldn't look right. So much of the choreography is made to make the skirt move. And it's a lot of, well, for one, throwing of the skirt or like twisting of the skirt with your hand, but also just the natural movement of it with the way your body is moving. And there's sort of two different ways they're doing it. So there's like twisting of the hips, which makes the skirt sort of move back and forth, and it's a little bit faster and it's sort of like playful, flirty. And then there's the hip like swings, and that makes the skirt sort of like flow out and you get like the gentle breeze, and it's a little bit more like relaxed and like summer, like beach vibes, which is really fun because then it's also reflected in like the movement they do around the stage. Sometimes they are doing things like turns and like a little bit sharper movements, or they kind of have like the air guitar-ish moment. It's a little bit like snappier, sort of like that flirtier feeling, but then also they do a lot of like zigzagging that's sort of like their bodies go up and down as they do it because of their foot movement, and so it has that sort of natural wave as if fabric is floating down. And their hands too mimic especially like the fabric floating down, like this sort of thing a lot. And like that feeling is reflected in the music video because you see the different scenes, and some of them are like very light and floaty and others are a little bit more like feisty, sassy, and they're all distinct, but each one has something very floaty about it at some point. So for instance, there's the bubbles at the car wash that are going around, or there's the whole scene where they're sort of walking through the fabric that's falling. So it's just this constant reinforcement of this idea in every aspect of it. It's a great comeback for their post-Rollin revival, but it's also just a great summer comeback. And like we all know that this is not the style of music that I naturally am inclined to listen to, but like when it was on, I was having a great time. Like you could see Anna and I were both dancing the whole time because it's a summer bop, and like the whole point is it makes you want to dance. It has a lot of parts in it that are easy for people to follow, like purposefully there for people to follow. K-pop dances usually have a point choreography that people can learn, but it's especially important for summer songs because they're supposed to be fun and lighthearted and about like encouraging people to sort of like let loose and have a good time. But then the last comment I wanted to make was just I really liked the end because they had the little like teasing moment with the skirt, which again, like it's that whole sort of like teasing vibe. And then they like Marilyn Monroe posed because, you know, Marilyn Monroe's the famous picture of her skirt flying up and like pushing it down. And I just thought that was the perfect ending for a song called 치맛바람. So, Anna's turn.
Okay, so it's time for my comments, and like what Peyton said with like the dance and everything about this song screams summer. Obviously that makes sense. The album is called Summer Queen, and Summer Queen is like their image brand, just to, I guess, talk about a few things that make it so obviously a summer song. One thing that I really liked was a lot of like the more playful, brighter instruments, because you're also talking about this like playful, sort of flirty feeling the entire time in the dance. So one of them is the guitar line that's really highlighted in the transition between the first chorus into the second verse, and then starting from that point on though, you hear it a lot more throughout the song because it's like very rhythmic and it's like sort of rises up above like the rest of the instrumental that's happening. Another playful line is like one that you hear right from the start of the song, which is the saxophone. It's not brassy, but like, you know, the brighter tone that it has is just very good for like a more summer style song. Especially like when you categorize summer style songs, there can be like the more like innocent, sweet, cute one, but then there's the more like mature, sort of carefree one, and like Brave Girls is this latter one instead, so saxophone really suits that. And then also that comes back more in like the pre-choruses and the chorus, like it's really highlighted during those moments outside of their voices. It is like the highlight instrument for characterizing the tone of the song. Another thing that contributes to the more like playful bubbliness is all of the techno synth sounds. There are like a few sort of kind of chimey sounding lines, like the brighter ones, but then there are also ones that are like a build-up. For example, the ones that are the pre-chorus build-up into the chorus drop. It's like a sort of bubbly sounding synth. So it's very bright for the summer, and they have a lot of those in like transition moments, even in like the middle of a chorus, because it's constantly building the energy for like the summer vibe. Also, the way that they're singing throughout the entire time is very bright. I was noticing that like not every single phrase and line, but almost every single line and phrase ends in an open vowel. Open vowel in this context is very like singing, shouting out, very carefree. Even outside of that though, it's especially noticeable in like the pre-chorus and the chorus, but it's done very like slightly outside of those moments at the end of the phrase. Instead of just singing like a eh, it'll be like a eh, like a little eh add on top of it, which is a more like playful, flirtier, stylistic choice to add on top. The last thing I really wanted to talk about that like really makes it summer though is like all the group chant singing along moments. There's a lot of sort of like call and response, I guess you could call it. Like in the chorus, one of them will sing a line and then the rest of the group sort of repeats it in a response style, but instead of like singing the whole melody like a group sing, it's sort of like the shouted sing. Like when you're singing along to a song with your friends. Another example of that is like the final outro section, because instead of a final chorus, it's like an outro, but you hear a lot of not just the O's being sung, but there are like shouted O's in the background as well. Yeah, it literally is just like the definition of a summer song. But it's my turn to TLDR. So TLDR for this reaction is Brave is back with a new summer release called 치맛바람. Like their album title, they are summer queens, and this song shows this, and it is going to be an iconic song for the summer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've already been seeing like comments on the teasers where it's like the, you know how in all the rolling comments it was like making the four of them? Yeah. Except they added like clothes to it.
That being said, if you enjoy the song 치맛바람 and you would like to talk with us more about Brave Girls, K-pop, this song, then you can find us on our socials linked in the cards. And if you enjoyed this reaction video, then please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. And bye!